All right, everyone, welcome to the 2017 Fantasy Football IRL mock draft. I'm here with my good friend Christopher Osborn, and today we're just going to walk you through what we think you can expect tomorrow as far as it pertains to the Fantasy Football IRL draft.
The draft Saturday.
Oh yeah, Saturday, not tomorrow. I mean, you could probably try Friday, but yeah, Saturday. Uh, you got anything, buddy?
No, I'm just excited to get to Saturday. Probably why you expect it to be tomorrow. I know I've been itching for this draft for quite a while now, so it'll be cool to do this little mock and see what we think everyone will do. It'll be interesting to compare it to the post-draft results.
Definitely. Let me switch monitors right here real quick, and it'll.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, round one, pick one. Osborne, who's it gonna be, man?
Tough one, but I'm going with the David Johnson pick here.
The David Johnson pick.
Yeah, I could easily see Bell being the pick. I think he's just as good. I got him with the same end of the year results, but it's just a little bit safer to go with David Johnson based on health, and he's a little bit less likely to get kicked out for the year because he smokes pot. So, got to take that when you can.
Yeah, that is true. I have to agree with you there. He's been a pretty reliable guy in fantasy, and let me.
Yeah, and if someone else has another draft and they want to take Le'Veon Bell at the first pick, you can't really blame them. It's not a bad player at all. And with Martavis Bryant coming back, they're a touchdown better in Pittsburgh when he plays. You could see that working out really well for him. But I just don't want to take that risk with the first pick. You really can't. You got to take the safest play there.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. Okay, so pick one is gone. Chargers, Poorman. I did it again. What do you think Poorman's going to do?
I'll let you take this pick, but I do think this is a top two picks are going to be pretty much locked in across almost all drafts and all draft formats. So I think it's got to be Bell here. I think this is the pick of the draft right here.
Yeah, I think the top two they're pretty great. They're definitely on their own tier. After that, it kind of falls down to the next tier of I think wide receivers and running backs. I think LaShawn McCoy is pretty close to the top three, but I don't know. They kind of set themselves apart. Recently, what's happened with Odell Beckham, I could see him being at the bottom of that tier. Obviously, pick three for Hinshaw. I know that he loves him some Antonio Brown. So
yeah, and I don't see him taking a risky pick here. It's a first year back into fantasy after a brief hiatus. I don't see him going away from what he considers to be the safest pick.
Right. It's a little too early for Mike Williams.
It just a bit. Sammy Watkins is a maybe, but
yeah, Sammy Watkins. I can see that happening. All right.
Yes.
All right. So next pick we got Colts Cook. I haven't talked to Cook in a while. I drafted with him last year in a league, so I'm not really sure what he's all about. I'm pretty sure he's going to take Julio. Seems like a sane, reasonable pick. McCoy and Gordon, I think, are both good choices. Odell Beckham is also fine, but I don't know. There are issues.
Yeah, so I can see him going with Julio. It's a safe pick. You know you're going to get a couple of games a year that he's going to win the whole entire thing for you. However, he's also prone to disappearing. The coaching staff likes to make sure he stays healthy. They know they need him for the whole year. So you're looking at a guy that you're taking at third overall that might not even play, the entire slate of games just because of choice, not even injury or something fluky happening. Or fourth pick, I should say. But I think he's a good safe bet. He could be the number one receiver at the end of the year. So I can see it happening.
Yeah. All right.
I would strongly consider a running back, though.
Yeah, it is a tough year. The running back depth, I'm not sure how deep it is. There are some good-looking rookies. There are some good-looking young players. But as far as sure things, there are not a lot of them.
Right.
So next we have Pippen, who is managing the Redskins this year. When I think of a racist dude, I think of Pippen.
I right there with you.
Yeah. So
It's pretty apt that he got picked for the Redskins. So
yeah, it was either him or Fogarty. Those two blood brothers for life.
absolutely, absolutely.
All right. So what do you think he's going to do here?
Well, this is. I mean, I really am looking at running back pretty much every pick until Devontae Freeman and LaShawn McCoy are off the board. I think they're the tier of running backs you'd consider in the first round. But Odell Beckham Jr. I don't see him falling that far just because he might miss a game. The guy's a stud. He, like, as I noted in the mock that went on the NFL site, he scored more touchdowns in the last 5 years of football, and he's only played since 2014 than Julio Jones. So, I mean, you're talking about a guy that's got more production than Julio, and you're getting him after him. So,
right, yeah.
something about Odell's the guy.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that. Odell's a good, safe pick. Every year, even when he hasn't played all the games, he's always put up good numbers. So,
Yep,
it's hard
absolutely.
to argue with him. All right, so moving on, we got Titans. Shy.
I don't know anything about Shy in fantasy football, but I know he's a flashy guy. So I know he's going to want a flashy pick when he can. What do you think he's going to do here?
Let me tell you a story. Years ago, Shy and I were in a league, and I don't remember much about this league. I know I didn't win. I know he didn't win. I do remember he traded me LaShawn McCoy for almost nothing. And McCoy went off that year. And even though it didn't win me the league, I think I did do pretty well in the playoffs.
Okay.
I think this was in Cook's league years ago. I think LaShawn McCoy is again destined to be on my boy Shy's team. I'm not so sure he's going to give him up so easy this time. We'll see, but I think that's got to be the pick. He's the best player available.
I really agree. I think McCoy could be the only running back that can fight for that number one running back spot if all three remain healthy between Bell, Johnson, and McCoy. The opportunity to lead his team in receptions is ridiculous.
Right. Yeah. And Tyrod, not a bad quarterback. I'm sure Fogarty has some things to say about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of Fogarty, my next pick is going to be one just for the boy. I know he's a my guy kind of guy with Melvin Gordon, but not this year. Not this year, Fogarty. That's my guy, Melvin Gordon.
Boy.
Woo!
Boy. You're going with Gordon. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
I'm taking it. Well,
I know.
He's up there on those boards for a reason. He had a great year last year, and I think that they're improving this year on their offense. I think they've got some moves to make. I like a lot of these players here, but I think that he's the pick. So.
All right, we can move past that. I will say one note for Gordon is that he's gonna get touches. He might not have the best per carry percent, numbers in the league, but he's just gonna get a lot of touches. So he's definitely a safe pick.
I agree. All right, so moving on to Fogarty. Drafted from Djibouti. His vision is going to be hazy. I'm wondering who he's going to pick.
I don't know. I'll let you take this one. I think you are more able to get into the mind of Fogarty than I am, so I'll let you go ahead and take a crack at this one.
And
I think you're already camped out in his head.
Man, it's scary to think that I'm the closest thing to Fogarty here. I'm gonna mix it up. I think Fogarty's the kind of guy that's gonna mix it up. He's not gonna follow the conventional pick.
No kidding.
And I think that he's not gonna be able to pass on a wide receiver.
Ooh.
There just aren't a lot of them out there, and I know that he would appreciate as much as the next guy. I'm gonna put him with Jordy Nelson. I know he hates the Packers, but he loves drafting their players and whining about trading them all year long. So I'm going to put him with Jordy Nelson, and we'll see what happens.
You nailed it. That's a good pick. Jordy Nelson's pretty much the safest wide receiver that's left on the board. So I like that pick a lot.
Yeah.
The rest of the draft guys are probably wishing that he'll fall, but I could see that happening. The question I have for you is, how much does Hard Knocks play into preseason rankings and the hype that builds around players? Because Mike Evans has been talked about as a guy who's going to regress, and he's not going to be able to produce the same way with Deshaun Jackson on the other side of the field. But the way I see it, you have a quarterback that when he was in college, he always targeted the same guy. Occasionally he went deep, but he hit Kelvin Benjamin over and over and over again. I don't see him hitting Deshaun Jackson nearly as much as people think he will. But the coverage is going to shift that way. So I love Mike Evans anywhere in the first round.
Yeah.
I think he's a phenomenal pick at this point for Dalton.
I agree. I kind of want to say that maybe Dalton reaches for Murray here. He's warming up to the Titans, man. I know he's a Cowboys fan by trade. But,
I know.
I really think his heart is in Tennessee, and I think that DeMarco Murray is obviously he was a Cowboy. He loved him then,
right?
And he's loving him now. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Mike Evans. It's a safe pick. We'll see what happens with Dalton, but.
Yeah, and there's a chance that DeMarco Murray falls to him in the turn, but there's no way Mike Evans gets to him. So
yeah, absolutely.
I don't mind this pick for him here.
Definitely, and I would definitely plan on him booking for DeMarco Murray around the turn. Moving on, though.
Oh, if he's there, sure.
Yeah, we have the newest staff sergeant in the building. He's probably going to put on a little sooner than the other guy.
Yep.
But not by much. Not by much. So, Kimner, what do you think old Kimmy's going to do?
Oh, man. Kemner, I'm pretty sure Kemner's changed his mind about his pick about 1,000 times by this point. So he could really go anywhere. He's going to fall at the top of the board, though. He's going to play safe at the end of the day. I think he's had too many guys that just fell apart when he fell in love with them. Jamal Charles has been an annual resident on his team the last couple of years. So I think he's going to go safe. I think A.J. Green is the pick here. A.J.
Green. Well, that is a very safe pick. I know that Kimner hates above all else losing. I do think that there's something to say for Jay Ajayi. He's a Dolphins fan, and he has talked a lot about Jay, at least back when I was in the Gump.
I don't hate that, but I think Ajayi is going to follow him in the next pick, though, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he's making it 4 more picks.
Really? So he's got to get through Gallagher and Gaunce, and that you're going to have – what are you going to have on the board? You're going to have Murray, Ajayi, T.Y. Gallagher is a my guy player as well. There's no way he's passing up T.Y.
Dude, Jordan Howard. If I see Gallagher taking anyone, it's definitely Jordan Howard.
I think it's Jordan Howard and T.Y. are his picks. I think that's a potential for him going my guys on both.
And I mean, I don't hate it. I think they're both great players. The amount of yards T.Y. put up last year, ridiculous. It
is absurd. Yeah, no, it's absurd. Devonta Freeman, you got Devonta Freeman, A.J. Green, Jordan Howard, DeMarco Murray. I think, we're kind of sleeping on Freeman here. I put him at 4 in that mock draft on the site for a reason. It was fun to throw a little bit of a twist in there, but Freeman is a very safe pick. His new offensive coordinator likes to run one running back. He really is a fit in that offense, and he's been healthy since he's been in the league. So I could see him.
He had some injury problems, I think, last year. He was out for a little stretch. And, it was something. I remember I had him in at least one league.
Okay.
You know what? I'm going to put Kimner with Ajayi, if it's fine with you.
Okay. Nope, that's fine with me.
Maybe
he'll love rooting against.
Maybe if it's just this draft, and he can have solace in that we gave him Jay Ajayi, because we know that that's his guy. But yeah. All right, so moving on.
I can dig it.
Gehringer, what do you think?
You called it Howard, right?
Howard. I think he will. I mean it. Yeah. Okay, so last pick, we have the turn. We have Gaunce. And honestly, I can't see Gaunce turning away A.J. Green and Devonta Freeman. I think
no chance.
He picks them. Okay, so here's the question about the league, right? Obviously, you can't keep your first-round pick. I don't know if everyone knows this or not. You cannot keep your first-round pick.
Right.
So your second-round pick you can keep. You have to give up your first-round pick next year to keep. So this is especially important for you and Gaunce, the guys on the turn.
Absolutely.
You need to order your picks correctly.
Yep. I've already been thinking about it as the time has come. getting closer, so I'm with you.
Right. So Devontae Freeman and AJ Green. Here's an interesting question. Which one has the potential to be worth a first-round pick next year?
I think you have to go with AJ Green here. Because if you end up at the top of the draft in the top, say, 5 picks, you're never going to take Freeman there unless Freeman goes absolutely bananas. But all it takes is an injury to a top wide receiver for AJ Green to look like a top 3 receiver, where that 5th pick you might consider taking him.
Okay, so we're going to stack it. Devontae first, AJ Green second, and that's going to take us into the start of round 2. So we're at 2-2. Here's where I'm going to change up the view a little bit. I kind of want to see the rosters as we're going. So
let me share this sheet with you. I'm kind of doing that right now. I'm keeping them updated unless you've got something that does that for us.
Here we go. This is pretty good. This is pretty good.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay.
Okay. So Jordan Howard, we're back at Gehringer. We talked about it a little bit.
Yep.
Let me there it is. Okay. So the top 5, DeMarco Murray, Michael Thomas, Des Bryant, Todd Gurley, T.Y. You said you think he takes T.Y.
Yeah, I think he's a big fan of Andrew Luck, and he might not be able to grab him later in the draft, but he can control taking T.Y. Hilton here. He fits going with running back with wide receiver, keeps him flexible for later picks, and he's a talented wide receiver. I think he goes with that pick.
Okay. I'm going to slot him down, and we'll move it along here. Next, we have Kimmer.
Yep.
He took a running back. I don't know if he's looking to diversify his portfolio a little bit or what, but off the board right now, we have DeMarco Murray, Michael Thomas, Des Bryant, Todd Gurley, and Amari Cooper. So,
all right, so this goes to you with Thomas. Can you vouch for this guy? You've been watching the Saints more than I have. If he really is what the hype is talking about, he's got to be the pick, right?
I've heard 2 sides.
Okay.
You know, he had a great year last year, and if you look at his touches, they weren't like elite receiver touches. And he did a lot with the potential with the stuff he had. You know, he made the most of his chances.
Right.
The thing about it is, though, that the Saints have never gone to one guy. That it's just not the way Drew Brees works. He's most effective when he's spreading out the ball. So I would say that the amount of touches that Michael Thomas got is probably going to be capped at about that much.
Okay.
They got rid of Brandon Cooks, but still, I like Drew Brees to spread the ball around.
I get behind that.
Yeah. So I'd say
So you think he's a floor guy? Like he's got a high floor, but he maybe doesn't have the ceiling of someone that normally would with his talent and the number of passes happening in a season there.
Right. I think he's definitely a sure thing. I think that he is legit a wide receiver 1. But I don't think that he's going to be top 6. I don't think he's the top half. I don't know.
Okay. What do you do then?
For Kimner, you know, I'm going to give him Michael Thomas. I think that his floor is a little higher than Dez's. Obviously, Dez has had a lot of injury problems.
Yep.
Still has a rookie quarterback. We're not really sure what's going to happen there with Zeke out and everything. So I'm going to give him Michael Thomas. I think it's a good pick for him, and it kind of spreads him out. Now we have these 3 guys. They have running back and wide receiver. I think that's a pretty good mix. You don't want to be too stacked up on one thing.
Right. I can get behind that.
All right, so moving on. Dalton, we already said DeMarco Murray.
Oh, this is a lock. This is a lock.
It's a lock. I could see him going. Huh?
I was gonna say, fun fact about DeMarco Murray, he finishes about the same places LaShawn McCoy does over the last 3 years. He is younger. He has fewer touches over his career than McCoy does, and he's in just a better offense. And look at the draft position. You're looking at taking a guy that on paper is almost the same as LaShawn McCoy, 10 picks after him. Definitely. It's impressive. That's a good place to pick him up.
Yep, I agree. So moving on, it's my pick, or no, it's Fogarty's pick. Fogarty, what is Fogarty like? I know he likes Amari Cooper.
Absolutely.
He might be. He might be a little sour about the Melvin Gordon steal and want to get me on the turn. So I could see him maybe going Leonard Fournette. Uh, I don't know.
Okay,
Seems like a bit of
that's
a
a
reach,
question.
but I mean that's like Fogarty to a T, right?
It is Fogarty to a T. The question here, though, uh, is Leonard Fournette a reach in a keeper league right now?
Well that's the thing though. You have to give up a first round next year to keep him.
I know. I don't like Leonard Fournette in the first 2 rounds of the draft. I think there's too many players that are going to produce at a level that is either equal or better than him, and they're more of a sure thing. And you don't want to give up a first round draft pick. That's a lot.
And you know
So
it's crazy with these rookie running backs on bad teams. Like you remember Trent
yeah,
Richardson's first year with the Browns?
yep.
He was huge.
And next year, just a disaster.
Yeah, just a disaster. And I can
Don't want
remember there have been some really bad running backs that had they don't do it. I mean,
Right. And do you want to give up a? Sorry, go ahead.
Todd Gurley had a
Yeah.
great rookie year, and then fell off. Well,
Yep. And that's where you're going with that. You're absolutely right.
yeah. So I'm going to say it's a little too early for Fournette. Honestly,
Yep.
I don't like him in the first 2 rounds either. I think in the third
Yep.
round he's a steal, but I don't know. I don't see it. So I'm going to go ahead and give Fogarty Des Bryant. I know he's taken him in the past, and I could definitely see him doing that again.
Yeah, it is interesting seeing a first stack, going wide receiver, but the value just kind of fits the bill.
Right.
Yeah. What's your pick? What are you going to do?
I'm going to take Leonard Fournette.
Of course you are. If you go ahead and open that mock draft I sent you, I have Leonard Fournette going to you, and all it says is LSU in caps 4 times.
Oh,
so
yeah.
No shocker at this one.
LSU, baby. Go Tigers.
Yep.
Maybe
that's a predictable pick.
Maybe I do it, maybe I don't. We'll see. All right, so moving on to Shy.
But, yeah. Good way to throw shade at him while we were talking about him at Fogarty's pick, just so he'll fall to you. That's good work.
I tricked him. I tricked mock Fogarty. All right. Shy. Who does Shy take? You
got to take Amari Cooper. That's right. You got to do it.
I think that's a pretty fair pick. He's got a running back. He probably wants a wide receiver. Here, we're kind of getting to the point where the players are getting a lot closer. So let me.
I don't necessarily like the rankings they've got here.
We'll get rid of drafted players. We'll just have an auto sort. So he has a running back. Is that right?
He does with LaShawn McCoy.
Okay. I bet there's a way to pull that up over here. Maybe not. Okay, so LaShawn McCoy. Yeah, I'm gonna give him Amari Cooper. I think that's a pretty good pick for him. Yeah.
These are the half PPR rankings, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure actually. It says rankings courtesy of Fantasy Pros.
Okay.
If you don't pay for Clicky Draft, I know you don't have some of the customization. So
gotcha.
We'll see. All right.
That's something to keep in mind when we see these rankings. They could be standard draft rankings.
Right, and of course, half PPR is not a huge deviation, but there's a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you'll see guys that are primary ball carriers that don't catch the ball a lot move up more than anybody else, I believe.
Right. So next we have Pippen. Pippen has Odell Beckham. So I think
he does.
It's time for him to get a running back. I think there are a couple decent ones right here. These are what I would consider the last 2 tier 2 running backs.
I could see him going with Crowell. He's had him in the past, but I don't think he'll reach that far, even with the improved O-line in Cleveland.
Right.
I don't think Ezekiel Elliott's a smart pick when you have someone who can put up equal value or close to equal value available on the board.
I agree. I think Todd Gurley's the pick. I don't know. I doubt that Pippen drafts a Cowboys player, so we'll see.
Right.
We'll see.
That does play into it a bit.
All right.
Especially a woman beater like that,
Yeah. People just hate that kind of thing.
I know. Cook and Dalton are going to be guys that could go Elliott out of just pure fanhood.
Oh,
but if they want to grab him in the second round, then great. That's really good for me. It means that good players fall into the turn. I just can't see Ezekiel Elliott being worth the draft pick when there's good players on the board. He is out for half of the fantasy season. Good luck making the playoffs this year, and you're hoping that he stays healthy so that he's worth a keeper pick next year, and you're hoping he's worth a first-round pick next year, and that's tough. And we also highlighted players that really fell in their second year that were good running backs and had the college pedigree that he had. So maybe he takes him, and if you think he does, we can go with it. But I just don't see Ezekiel Elliott being the pick while there's talented players on the board.
I see what you're saying. I tend to agree with you. Okay, so I'm sorry. I've been ignoring chat. Pippin sent out a little message, and he's right. I should pay attention. I have chat pulled up now,
Okay.
so I will definitely pay more attention to that. Let me find my draft. There it is. Let me get chat to the right area here. All right, and let me get the stream back up.
Oh, there we go. There's chat. Got it.
All right.
Moncrief.
Okay. So where were we? Colts cook. Yeah, I think he takes Elliott. I think that I don't know. I don't think I see him going past here. He is the last year 2 running back. There's a chance that he has his sentence reduced.
Yeah. I think it's risky that he doesn't. We don't even know before the draft. Like, does that change where his position is?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. If he gets some, even a little bit of that taken off, if he goes to 4 games, I think he's at the top of the first or at the top of the second round. So I think
yes, but we won't know until after our draft, right? If we find out middle of next week or something like that. And I read somewhere that it's not even going to decide his sentence. They can literally defer into the middle of the season if Goodell wants to be a prick. And I know no team has experienced that in the past 2 years, so it's unlikely, but
I don't think
it's always a risk.
All right, well, I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back, okay?
Cool. I'm going to sign into Twitch and eat my Taco Bell.
All right, jersey's on. Let's go.
Oh, nice change there. Nice.
Yeah, I figured
I think I'm going to get – go ahead.
I figured I'd throw it on. You know, I got to represent the team, 2016 champion. Gotta let them know.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and get a Ramsey jersey so I can represent good old Florida State and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Great franchise down in the AFC South.
Man. Yeah, I agree, and I feel like the leadership change that recently happened, you know, that they're in for a bright future.
Tom Coughlin is there specifically so the Jaguars can dethrone the Patriots in the AFC Championship game next year.
Hey, Garinger, yeah, I think you're right. I think that no matter what, we're probably going to be about here with these players. I don't know what you would change, but feel free to put it in the chat. Love to hear it. All right, so moving on. Eagles, Henshaw. Henshaw has Antonio Brown, if I'm correct. I don't know if he goes double wide receiver with Doug Baldwin. Now, obviously, we're at the turn. I see DeAndre Hopkins.
Ooh, that's a pick that I could see him going with.
I think he waits though. I think he waits.
Does he hope that Sammy falls to him at a safer place in the draft?
Yeah, I mean Sammy's not projected till
I don't know, maybe the 15th or 16th round, and being in LA.
yeah 48. We're 22. He's got a while. I think he could
Yeah.
get him on the next bid, maybe.
Yep. That's what I think he would be targeting if he's going to get one of these guys.
Yeah. So I think this pick he's got to go with a running back. The next four are Crowell, Miller, Lynch, Hyde. Cook, Mixon, McCaffrey. They're the rookies.
Yep. He's watched a lot of Dalvin Cook play. He knows he's a phenomenal football player. He could make that reach, but I think he's going to wait on that one as well. Too many nightmares about that player.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So let's give him a running back here. What do you think, Miller, Crowell?
Crowell's got the hype. He's got the new O-line. He's got the higher ceiling. If you're going to take a guy in the second round, you're going to want to try and get someone that could potentially be a top 6 at their position. I think it's got to be Crowell, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
All right, so moving on. Chargers, Foreman. If I'm not mistaken, he took
Antonio. Le'Veon Bell.
Bell.
Yep.
So I think he goes maybe wide receiver, try and balance it out, or maybe Rob Gronkowski. I'm not really sure.
And he gets a pick. Here in just a couple. So he could be looking to target someone now with the intention of someone else falling if he's trying to, play the board like that.
Right. Gronk is basically a wide receiver. Yeah, that's true.
Right.
I'm gonna give him Baldwin.
Okay. I appreciate you giving him Baldwin. You know where I'm going with the next pick.
So I'm gonna let you say a little bit about what you're gonna do. I know it's a lie, and then I'm gonna tell everyone what you're really gonna do. Okay? So you have your minute.
Okay. I'm gonna take Rob in the third round. Gronkowski's going in the third round. He is potentially a superstar at the tight end position. For fantasy purposes, we all know he's a real life superstar. So he's my third round pick. My second round pick's a little harder. I could balance my team out with a wide receiver, and the problem is the best wide receiver available is Brandon Cooks. So I'll probably go down the board a little bit and hope that either Demaryius Thomas or DeAndre Hopkins can reclaim form of glory. And I'm going to go ahead and trust Hopkins. You have Bill O'Brien down there, Patriots South. I can feel like I'm rooting for a good organization if I take that, and I don't have to root for you dirty Denver Broncos. So I'm going to go Hopkins in the second and Gronk in the third. There you go. There's the pick. Got the Patriots representing right there. What do you think I'm going to do?
I'm going to put it down, but I think that's a complete lie. Well, not a complete lie. I think you do take Gronkowski in the second.
In the second, not the third?
I think he's getting older. I don't think you're as worried about having him in the future. I think you take Dalvin Cook in the third. I think you take advantage of your turn, and I think you take Dalvin Cook in the third. I'm just going to say it.
I don't know. Florida State's a great football team. He's obviously a stud, but I don't know. Maybe he goes there, maybe he doesn't.
Yeah.
Interesting reflection from you.
You see what Foreman put?
Rigged?
He said Gronk is going to be gone.
Oh, there you go. Gronk isn't getting to me. Got it. Well, that was the surefire thing for me in that position is gonna go ahead and grab Gronk, but it looks like Foreman needs to keep the Aryan Brotherhood alive on his team.
Yeah, that new human race.
Oh yeah.
All right, moving along, we have Foreman.
What are the teams looking like right now?
So far, I think we've drafted pretty balanced. Looks like everyone's got a running back, everyone's got a wide receiver, except for me and Fogarty. We both doubled up.
Okay.
And then of course you have 3 positions, so you're doing pretty great.
Yep.
Let's go back to the draft board. All right, Foreman, you're in chat. I'll give you 1 minute to tell us who you're going to take with your third round second pick.
Since he's taken that pick, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and knock out this Taco Bell real quick.
All right, man. You got it, buddy. Pullman. I don't know. I think Portman goes Cooks. I think Cooks has a lot of upside. Oh, hold on. I got something happening on my computer. Oh, he left the call. Here we go. Make sure that's set up. Yeah, looks good. All right. Let's see. Portman? Cook? Cook. Yeah, I thought so, man. Cooks is a pretty good pick. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. That being said, let's move on to 3-3. We got the Henshaw and the Eagles. Let's go to the draft board and see what we have available.
All right, what do we get out of Foreman? I went Brandon Cooks. What a good pick from Foreman.
Yeah, I agree. Cooks was a good pick. Henshaw, he's got one wide receiver, one running back. He's coming into the third round, and unfortunately, his best friend took his receiver. So he's gonna have to stray.
I do apologize to you, Dave.
All right, so David, I'll be taking all players named Cook. Oh man. What do you think, Lamar Miller?
Yeah, I mean, he'll be watching DeAndre Hopkins and his boy Deshaun Watson ride the bench for the year. Might as well watch Miller while he's at it.
That's true. That's true. All right, let's slot him in there. Slot him in there. All right, moving on. We have Cook. Cook has Julio Jones and Ezekiel Elliott. So he's probably leaning towards a running back, someone who's going to have early success.
Yeah, it's going to have to with taking Zeke, and this is why I don't take Zeke in the second round. I just you're literally look at your best running backs available are Carlos Hyde and Marshawn Lynch. The San Francisco 49ers are awful, and Lynch hasn't played football in a year. Unless you're going to go ahead and grab a rookie and hope that he's going to be good, you're really handcuffed here.
I think he does. I think he takes Dalvin Cook.
Okay.
Here in the third, and I think that's a fine pick because I think that next year there's a very good chance he'll be worth a second or first round pick.
Absolutely. But that's the risk you're taking right now. You're talking about in your first 3 picks, you have a guy who's going to play half the season, and you have a rookie. And I love Dalvin Cook, and I'll tell you right now, he's going to be a superstar in the league because he's a pass-catching back, and we're moving towards that type of a league. But I don't know. That's just a rough way to start the draft off.
Yeah, we'll see what Latavius Murray does up there in Minnesota. I don't know.
Who's introspectory? Is that Pippen?
That's got to be Pippen.
Okay.
That's just the right level of German.
Right.
I'm sure he's listening to like some terrible music right now. You know what I mean?
Most likely some sort of death metal or just something really weird. Maybe Finnish.
Garbaggio. He says he's taking Jeffrey though. What do you think?
Not this pick. No way he's going right now.
No?
Right? Alshon Jeffrey makes it to the turn, doesn't he? He gets all the way through, doesn't he?
I don't know, man. That's Fogarty bait written all over it, and this guy is by extension part of Fogarty. So, all right, he says he's doing it. I trust him. Let's give him Alshon.
All right, sure. Let's give him Alshon Jeffrey. I mean, we do have some interesting owners in our league. Let's let them do what they want. They're here.
Do what they want. Yeah. It's a mock draft. Let's have some fun. You know
what I
mean? All right.
Yeah. You know what? If you want to take him in the real thing, please do take him in the third there.
I don't know. He's all right.
Yeah.
He plays for
all right.
He plays for the Philadelphias. I don't know if you know that or not.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That way he has the best receiver in the NFC East, and then he's got the guy most likely to pull his hamstring in week 2. So that's good.
Whoa, man. Whoa. All right.
Just speaking
McCoy,
truth over
the McCoy Cooper Shy Titans. What are you thinking?
here. Man, he's pretty much open to do whatever he wants at this point. You take a wide receiver, you have a strong wide receiver core. So take best player available, and that's Demaryius Thomas, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Really, really bolsters the team.
Yep.
Uh,
Shy strikes me as a Broncos fan, even though he says he roots for Cleveland. I can't believe that's actually true. I think he probably just roots for LeBron James. So
I mean, Terrell Pryor, that's not a Browns player. That's not a Browns player. That's not a Browns player. When are we actually going to get to a Browns player?
after Isaiah Crowell, I don't know that we're gonna take a Browns player.
It doesn't even scroll anymore. It won't even go to the Browns. That's how far it will not go.
You have one player from the Jets that's going to be fantasy relevant in the first 2 weeks. You're going to have one player from the Browns that's going to be fantasy relevant for this season. Some of these teams just aren't good at football.
Yeah. All right, me. I've never passed up a good opportunity at Aaron Rodgers. I seem to get him every year, and I kind of hate it, but yet again, I keep doing it. So I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers, and I'm just going to, I don't know, maybe I'll win again. We'll see. We'll see.
Hey, it's worked for you in the past.
It sure has.
He's a lock. If he's healthy, he's a lock for 40 touchdowns and a lot of points.
Do you see the camera? Do you see me holding this treasure chest right now?
Oh,
it's so heavy. It's so heavy. Oh.
That is ridiculous. You're a clown. You look like those are your vinegar strokes right there when you're looking at that trophy.
Yeah. Free agency. Okay, so here's something interesting. Free agency takes your bottom pick of next year. So free agency players, I guess if they're 16 rounds, it'd be your 16-round pick. Now here is an interesting idea we came up with in the rules. You can use a higher pick to get a player. So you can take multiple free agency players.
Okay.
But that being said, now say you're in a trade, okay? Say you have 2 third-rounders. Say Dalvin Cook went first pick overall in the third. That'll probably never happen, but maybe it happens.
Yep.
And Christian McCaffrey, you wind up with both of them. They're both drafted in the third. You would have to give up a second and a first. You can't trade for another second-round pick because you can only give up the picks you would have been given in the draft. So if you trade away your second-round pick, hypothetically, then you can't keep any players from the third unless you give up a first. So you can always give up higher, but you can't give up when you traded for it.
And to clarify, if I trade away a player for a future draft pick, so if I trade away someone for a second-round pick, so I have 2 second-round picks, can I then keep 2 third-rounders or no?
Say it one more time.
If I trade away one of my players this year for next year's second-round draft pick from somebody, so I now have 2 second-round draft picks next year. Can I go ahead and keep 2 third-rounders from this year because I'll have 2 second-rounders to give up next year?
No, you may not. You may only use your original draft picks. If you trade away that pick, then you can't keep out of that round. So it's something you consider whenever you're trading away your picks.
Yeah, it definitely puts more value on those picks.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously your picks trump other players' picks for that reason. But yeah, that's just the way it is. I do think that the bottom pick for the free agent is a lot, maybe too much value. But we're going to roll with it this year, and next year before the start of the league, we'll take a look at it, and if we feel it's something that needs to be changed, we'll put it on the change log, and we'll get some votes. We'll see what happens. But right now, that's just the way it rolls. So moving on, we have Fogarty. Fogarty has taken Jordy Nelson and Des Bryant. He is in desperate need of a running back. Marshawn Lynch is kind of a troll. Fogarty's kind of a troll. I know he loves Carlos Hyde too, so this is a hard one for me. I think he's very big into both those players.
I can get behind that.
Okay, I'm going to give him Lynch since he is the first player. But we'll see. You never know with old folk. Dalton. Who is Dalton going to take?
In the real draft, Dalton's going to take Ezekiel Elliott when he falls to this point.
Yeah, right. Ezekiel Elliott is not on this point.
All right, so okay, we'll see. But seven games. Missing 7 games when you have a fantasy season as short as it is, you're just not going to make the playoffs this year if you take him in the first 2 rounds. And so I think that the last pick, Fogarty might take him just to troll Dalton. But I think the last 2 or 3 picks is where he's going to show up, or he's going to be here. Assuming he's – go ahead.
I think maybe you're just hoping he's there at the turn. I think maybe you're hoping to get him with that second-round pick.
I think ideally I could get him at the 4th round, where most of the stats are showing he'll actually perform at for the course of the season. But that's not going to happen. I expect him to be gone in the 2nd, but he should last this long.
He'll
Terrell Pryor.
Terrell Pryor. Okay. Yeah, I think Terrell Pryor is in a pretty good situation in Washington. I think that quarterback, whatever his name is, looks really good. He's thrown for a lot of yards, a lot of seasons.
Yeah.
They did have
RG3, right?
RG3, right? Yeah, I think that is the guy.
Yeah.
They did have a change of offensive coordinator, I believe, so we'll see how that affects him. But yeah, he's got a future.
I agree with that.
All right,
we're getting into a series of picks that really suck right now.
Yeah, this is definitely where it becomes a little harder. Kimner has Jay Ajayi and Michael Thomas, 2 really young guys with a lot of potential.
Yep.
I think both have potential to be definitely first-round players. I don't think there's any doubt about that. So what does he do to bolster his team? Excuse me. To kind of something solid. You know what I mean?
There's nothing solid available right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think that we're past that point in the draft. I think Crabtree's solid. I think Keenan Allen is solid.
So I like both those players. I think Keenan Allen he has a huge ceiling. If he stays healthy, that's a guy that's going to be great. But his other kidney might explode, or his eyeballs might pop out of his socket. Who knows? So I like him. I'd want him to fall to the next pick for Kemner if there's a safer one, and Crabtree's just safer. So I could see Crabtree. But when you're taking a risk at Ajayi at running back, we've highlighted it a few times with the second-year running backs. I know Ajayi's not technically the second year, but last year was his first year getting an actual workload. Carlos Hyde is sitting there. He's a little risky, but he's got a high upside. The Shanahan offense, produces points. So I don't know. I would be okay with Crabtree here. I'd be okay with Carlos Hyde. I could see Keenan Allen, but I think those are the 3.
Hi, Dalton. You'll be able to watch whatever you missed on YouTube. We'll throw up this video, hopefully if I can get it uploaded properly, in the story of the week, and you'll have a little pre-draft fun to watch. And hey, exciting news! Next week, Osborn and I we're going to be sitting down and doing a post-draft analysis. We're going to sit down and look at everyone's team. We're going to kind of just give some thoughts on how everyone did. And, we'll look at Fantasy Pros rankings of how everyone drafted and kind of go from there. We may even be looking for a guest host. So if you're interested in maybe doing something with us at some point, shoot me a message, shoot Osborn a message. Let us know, if you're interested, and we'll definitely do our best to make it happen, because we think that this could be something fun to do throughout the season.
And that was a good segue there to our sponsor, Fantasy Pros, that McKay adores. Really looking forward to utilizing their skills and their tools throughout the season.
Hey, that's a Fantasy Pros championship right there, buddy, all right? That's what that is. Anyway, Kimner, I think he's going to go for something a little more solid. I don't think he does Tom Brady. Honestly, I think this is way too early for Tom Brady.
I agree. I really think he's going to put up great numbers. I think there's some guy. I think the Patriots' offense can be great, but quarterback is, you got Drew Brees sitting down there. If Tom Brady goes, you take Drew Brees, then so be it. They're pretty much the same fantasy-wise.
That I'm a homer and I pass both Freeman and Green. Oh man, that's gonna be someone's supervisor one day. All right.
Yeah, or someone's ALS instructor.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's going to do with all them sexy young staff starters coming through.
Whew. That's asking him to resist a lot of temptation.
I know, fresh out of the dorms, that doesn't seem like him. All right.
Too old. Too old.
That's right. Too old.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. I'm gonna give him Carlos Hyde. He's at the top. I think he's a good cement.
Yep.
I think that he'll get touches, not necessarily a lot of points. I think he's definitely a second or third running back.
I can agree with that. Get behind it.
All right. So that brings us to Gehringer.
We brought Bullion back. You got a new guy in the chat. Do you want to show the teams as they stand?
Yeah, definitely. So this is where we're at. I kind of went a little crazy in the second. So yeah.
Yeah, you're pushing some players there in the second round.
Yeah. I had to clean it up. I had to pick up the pieces for everybody. You would hate Keenan Allen here. Now.
Of course, Gehringer would take Keenan Allen here.
Minute.
That is the most my guy pick that we have had. We've had Fogarty grabbing people. We've had Gehringer already taking Ty. This is.
I nearly forgot that was one of his boys.
Oh yeah, it's not.
I nearly forgot.
Like
he might as well work in Kaz. That's one of his boys so much.
Right.
All right, we're gonna throw him in there. I would have never taken Terrell Pryor.
Dalton, you can't be upset that we sniped one of your picks. It's what we're here for.
What? You have a problem with a Redskin wide receiver?
If Pippen can take OBJ, he did take OBJ, right? Then I think you can go ahead and take Pryor.
Yeah, okay. So here we are at Gaunt's at the turn. Gaunt's has been known to do some pretty untraditional things. What do you think he does?
Oh, God. Looking at his team here, I don't like any of these players. I think he goes for like a Christian McCaffrey or a Joe Mixon and thinks that he's going to get somebody that can be – actually, yeah, one of those would be the second pick. I think Joe Mixon or McCaffrey goes on the 4th round, pick 1. Maybe he has faith in Chad Henne's ability to throw the football. But, maybe he goes for balance with Travis Kelce. What do you think?
Travis Kelce had the most yards of any tight end last year. He had a really good year. I think he finished at tight end number 1.
I think you're right.
I think he's a solid pick. I don't know that in the future I would think he's worth more than a 3rd round pick. So I think you definitely want to put someone else around the bend.
Right.
I don't know who that would be. Probably one of the rookies.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give him Kelce, and I'm gonna give him McCaffrey. I've been looking at it, and McCaffrey, the Carolina Panthers have the weakest schedule for running backs in the league. So I think that there are a lot of opportunities there for a running back from Carolina to run the ball. And obviously, he's their guy. They picked him in the 1st. So.
And would McCaffrey be falling this far if he was black? I'm serious. Would he?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll let you and Fogarty talk about it sometime. All right.
I'm just saying, that guy is talented, and the fact that he is white is half the reason that people are so down on him.
I mean, I don't know. Since Peyton Hillis.
Oh yeah, the Madden cover. That's a talented back there.
The Great White Shark. That's right.
Yep.
Peyton Hillis.
So I think McCaffrey's a great pick here.
All right.
See, Dalton's with me, 800% right there. He knows.
All right. So, Chiefs Gehringer. I'm going to finish at the 4th round.
Yep.
My voice probably isn't going to hold that much longer. I'm a little under the weather.
Okay.
So let's look at the rosters real quick. Who are we on? Gehringer?
Yeah.
Gehringer. 2 wide receivers, 1 running back. Gehringer, I know you're in chat. What are you thinking, buddy? Let me see if I can beat him to it. I think he takes Joe Mixon.
I think he takes Joe Mixon too. That's exactly who I was thinking.
I think that in the 4th round could be like a keeper nugget of gold. You know what I mean?
Yes, his talent is definitely there. It's going to be opportunity this year that he's worried about.
Now, I will say, I mean,
Ooh, when you did nugget of gold and you went over the trophy like that, that was really nice.
Oh yeah. No, wrong way. I just smashed the chest. Okay. Kimner. Oh, Homer Kimner.
Are you jerking the trophy off on chat? Like, what is that?
Don't worry about me and my trophy, all right?
All right.
Kimner has 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver. What do you think he does?
He's got to go wide receiver. I don't think he goes Allen Robinson. He got burned by him last year. Doesn't seem like the most forgiving member of our league.
Yeah.
A little salty for that. Devontae Adams or Michael Crabtree. I don't think he reaches down for Sammy Watkins or Golden Tate. So.
Yeah, I think Devontae Adams has enough hype around him that he's the pick.
I can get behind that.
I think Crabtree is a very safe pick.
Yeah, anybody getting Crabtree and knows what they're going to get. You're never getting a top 10, well, maybe 10. You're never getting like a top 8 receiver, but you're getting a safe, solid floor guy with him.
Definitely. Okay, moving on. Dalton. Let's see what Dalton's got.
Dalton says he would take Brady. You can see it in the chat right there.
No. You don't get to come in here and tell me you're going to take Tom Brady. Running back. He needs another running back. He knows it. I know it. Who do you think? Mark Ingram, Ty Montgomery, Spencer Ware, C.J. Anderson. Who do you think?
All of them have giant question marks.
I mean, nothing's for sure at this point.
No. Ware and Anderson might lose their job. Ingram might lose his job. Montgomery might lose his job. These are terrible. Does he have any Packers players on his team already? Like we're not doubling up somebody. I think he would pay attention to whatever bye week they have because all 4 of these people are terrible RB2s. So
I think he definitely goes RB2 here. I mean, one of them is going to be good.
I agree with you. It's just let's see. We got week 5, week 8, week 11. Do any of these guys have that same bye week? I don't see it on there anywhere. Oh, there we go. So he's not taking Ingram or Montgomery or Anderson. He's taking Ware. He's gonna take the guy because I think they're all equal, okay. And he's the guy that fits their bye weeks.
I think Ware is probably the youngest of the bunch. I think that he probably has the most playing years left, making him the best candidate for a keeper league. So I think that Ware is the pick there.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, Fogarty. Old Fogster.
Oh, Jesus.
Who does Fogarty take?
Golden Tate.
He's got – he's like Dalton.
Ooh, Tom Brady. He's taking Tom Brady.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. That's a Fogarty pick. All right, let's give it to him.
Yep. He's going for a superstar.
What do I even have on my beautiful team? I got these beasts.
Let's see your team.
These beasts in a quarterback. I am in need of a wide receiver.
I know you're taking. I got you. I'm just gonna snipe you out a Crabtree right here. This is a Crabtree pick.
Whoop. I'm gonna take him. I'm gonna take Sammy Watkins.
No, you're not. Get the hell out of here. If this is the draft board on Saturday, you might take Larry Fitzgerald. You might take Martavis Bryant.
Woo! Suck it, Hinshaw. That's what I gotta say about that.
Sure.
All right.
People are buying that as much as they're buying my 2-3 turn picks.
Man, you're taking down Cook in the third. I know it. All right. Titans, Shy. 1 running back. He needs another wide receiver. What do you think? I think Allen Robinson, Michael Crabtree. It's probably their time.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been sitting here for a while.
Allen Robinson had the most, the most targets last year, or at least top 5 targets last year, right?
Yeah. And that's always something that draws me to a player. But I don't know, man. The Jaguars.
Chad Henne. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But Leonard Fournette is going to be drawing the defenders into the box. It could leave even a noodle arm like Henne the opportunity to take advantage of Robinson.
I think that the value's there. I think that it's not a bad pick for him. Fits his team. But oh wait, he needed a running back. That was a bad pick. Let's undo that.
Okay.
Delete that pick. He needs a running back.
He needs a running back. Yeah.
My bad, Cook. I'm gonna give you Ty Montgomery. I think that'll fit.
I think That's fair. Yeah,
Fill that hole. And
good call.
Pippen's
Gotcha.
also in need of a running back. What do you think? Mark Ingram, C.J. Anderson.
Oh, C.J. Anderson. He's had a Denver running back on his team like 2 years in a row, right?
Has he?
Maybe not the starter, but I think he had Booker last year, right? Is that the guy that sits behind Anderson?
Yeah, Devontae Booker.
Yeah, he's always trying to hit that home run with the Denver running back. So there he is.
Not gonna happen, buddy. Not gonna happen.
No.
All right, Cook. I think he's the one who gets Allen Robinson. He's been sitting there for a while. People just haven't been able to do it because it would have thrown him off balance. But he's finally got a chance to right the ship. Obviously, I mean, there are more people that are going to take two wide receivers in the first 3 rounds than there are running backs. So
yeah, that's just going to happen because the talent at running back falls off after the first couple.
Right. So I do predict a majority here are going to be wide receiver, leaving running back to be especially valuable in these rounds.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on. Henshaw, Henny Bobini. Henshaw needs another wide receiver. He's got 2 decent, not great, 2 decent running backs.
Right.
I think,
this is Crabtree.
Yeah, I think that he needs that solid player.
Yep.
To fill the hole so that he can, with his next couple picks, look to finish off maybe a 3rd running back and maybe a quarterback so that he can really start to.
I don't think he's going to take quarterback until probably like the 13th, 14th pick, and then he's going to go ahead and just take Deshaun Watkins and Deshaun Watson, and hope that he can take the job by week 2.
Old Doctor.
He might not even.
Old Dr. Watts. All right.
That's got to be his pick.
All right, that makes sense.
Yep. All right, last 2 picks here in the 4th. What are you thinking?
Pooh Man. He needs another running back, possibly a quarterback.
Hey, he's done well with Ingram in the past. He could be looking keeper if one of the keepers falls.
Maybe Tyreek Hill or Martavius Bryant. I think they're both decent players.
Yep.
That are young.
I can.
Larry Fitzgerald's a sure thing.
Fitzgerald led the league in receptions last year.
It's crazy. He's so
old. No, he's a superstar.
Good Lord.
You know who Pooh Man likes? He might not take him here. Pooh Man's getting Jarvis Landry if he makes it to him in the turn.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Look at old Pooh Man teams. Landry's there.
I can definitely see that. I think with Cutler, it's not a bad pick.
No, Cutler is going to throw the ball and a little more accurately than Tannehill could. So
it's going to be a good year for Miami receivers and Miami's opposing defenses.
Yes.
All right.
It is.
I'm going to give a Mark Ingram.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it's a good pick. All right, last pick. Old Osborn. What's it going to be, buddy?
Tom Brady didn't fall to me here. It's a little bit heartbreaking, but
yeah. Someone swooped.
What do I have right now with this? I got a tight end, a wide receiver, and a running back.
Yep. David Johnson, DeAndre Hopkins, Rob Gronkowski.
All right.
Of course, in real life, that would be David Johnson, Rob Gronkowski, Dalvin Cook. So if I assumed I had 2 running backs, I'd be looking at wide receivers here. Exactly.
So in your world, I'm thinking wide receiver. Which, if you show me those players again. Golden Tate and Larry Fitzgerald are just solid players. I could go double tight end and get Greg Olsen here and just play Gronk in the flex. He's probably a fantastic flex play if he stays healthy all year. Be a little bit sneaky, create some problems for other people looking to grab a tight end. But let's go ahead and go Larry Fitzgerald and Golden Tate.
All right, I'm going to give you your real picks. Larry Fitzgerald and the old smoking Jay Cutler.
Oh boy, nailed it.
That's how he starts the 5th round, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
So be ready. Be ready for smoking Jay Cutler.
Oh, reach for Bilal Powell. I'm hoping Bilal Powell falls. You know that inner Jets hatred can't let me take him yet, but later in the draft, oh boy, can't resist.
B Powell, I don't know, man. Barrow Power.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Interesting draft. Anything of note that you see in the first 3 or 4 rounds that you think stands out to you?
I mean, obviously, there's always going to be variance.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own way of looking at things, and it's interesting. Maybe Kimner isn't going to be a homer, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's that much of a stretch. Maybe Gehringer's not going to be a homer. I don't think it's that much of a stretch. I mean, Jordan Howard, I think, is worth as much as Freeman or Green.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I can get behind that. It's interesting that there's 6 running backs, 7 running backs in the first round. That's absurd.
You see what Kimner said?
Let's see. Oh, sorry, buddy. I guess I am taking Jay.
Yeah.
I'll use him for that trade value later in the season.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it's pretty clear that you're a bold-faced liar saying you're going to take Leonard Fournette with the 15th pick.
Hey, man.
Or whatever you've got there. I appreciate the sentiment though, going with one of your old college buddies. And I don't see 7 running backs actually going in the first round. I think someone's fallen out of that group.
All right. Well, I got to wrap this up. I got to go eat dinner. Sarah's probably pretty bad.
Fair enough.
But I do want to say this before I go. Pick trading. If you are interested in trading the position at which you are picking, and both parties agree, obviously, you can trade your picks for another person's picks, and it doesn't need to go to vote. So, if any of you out there are thinking about switching positions, it's not difficult for me to go through and change 2 positions. I can do that. Now, if you start talking about trading individual picks, that's where you have to get approved, which is probably not going to happen before tomorrow. So if anyone has any last minute deals they want to make to trade for someone else's pick, reach out to someone. You can shoot a direct message on GroupMe or shoot a text or send an email through the site. If you're interested in trading your pick, you can throw up a message and see what's out there. But with that, I don't have anything else to say. Osborn, you got anything?
No, I think it was a good first run at doing a video cast. I think you mentioned we're going to try and do this after the draft for our reactions to some of these ridiculous picks and try and keep this up throughout the season. So if people are interested in joining on and adding a little bit of flavor to the draft or to the podcast or whatever we want to call it, and then, by all means, let us know. And look forward to seeing you guys Saturday. It'll be good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Cook, stay dry.
Yeah, be safe out there for sure.
Hopefully your internet's up. I'm hoping mine's going to be up because it's going to be pretty close to San Antonio too. So, all right.
All right, I guess that wraps it up. It was a good time, McKay. I will catch you Saturday, and we'll do another one on Sunday.
All right. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.